Good evening. Hello, hello. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you're all doing well. Mark Gude V. How are you doing, Mark? Nice to see you. Lila, hello. Easy, guten Abend. Wie geht's dir? Christian, hello. Ali, hello. Stickfig, hello. Abimar, hello. Bruno, greetings. Yeah, 6 degrees, it's fine. You didn't see anyone in t-shirts in the streets. Well, yeah, 6 degrees is warm though for Finland at the moment. Luke, good evening. Is it really? Yeah. So the thing is, I've got to have a look because it's supposed to be snowing here in Bremen as well. So we'll see. Ultras Blue, hello. Captain Leon, hello to you. Tremonia, nice to see you. Wie geht's? Right. Yeah. Welcome to the A380 from Fly-by-Wire, and so there has been an update. Chaos, yes, I'm from Bremen as well. So, and Voyager, moin, wie geht's hier? And so, I thought it's time. It's time to you know, go and get my promise done regarding flying the fly-by-wire A380 again, because I've been saying that I'm not flying it until we are getting a performance update. But apparently it's here, so we'll have a look. We'll check it out. Cool. Those of you that were here yesterday on the Just Chatting live stream, thank you very much. I got some nice feedback from some of you saying that you've learned quite a few things yesterday. And interestingly, the cold weather temperature correction was one of the topics people wanted to talk about. So today, what we're going to do, guys, today, I'm going to talk about something which I've tested today. And it's quite an interesting observation. Hey, anti-cooperative. So it's an interesting observation I've done today in X-Plane and Microsoft 2024. So I'll talk about that. And then we can go and have a look at the practical side of cold temperature correction, right? Right, yes, and greetings to Vienna, Fabian, hello to you. So here's the thing. So one thing I'm already wondering, because there was another update from GSX, right? So just out of curiosity, I wanted to have a look at reposition aircraft, and it has the prompt now to reposition from map. Now, if I click that, nothing happens. Does the aircraft have to be on or something, or just wondering if someone got it to work and if I'm doing something wrong here. Hey, Boeing 777 fan, hello to you. Okay, right. I'll tell you what. I mean, without further ado, shall we already just power it up? See how we get going. And then Bruno is here, which is good, because Bruno is helping here in the development, and so he can help us out. I mean, you guys know the A380 probably better than me anyways, so we're in the A380, exactly. Right. First of all, as always, let's get the batteries on. 4 of them. So we've got battery 1, essential battery, battery 2, APU battery. And then, of course, as always, we will make sure that we have the landing gear lever down, the weather radar is off, spoilers retracted, flaps retracted, fuel control switches cut off, and the wipers, as always, make sure these are off as well. And then we switch on the external powers, 4 of them.
Welcome aboard the
Hey, Mickey, nice to see you. Good evening.
New subscribers
and Mark,
now pick up their
almost forgot Mark. Thank you so much, gifting us up to Bruno. Ghost, hello there.
Good evening, Black Box.
Hello.
Smile.
Yes, smile. You know, it's quite funny. I was flying the 747 on the last stream, and I couldn't read the chat when I was. Yeah, I think all is fine. I couldn't read the chat while I was taking off, but I watched the video on demand just to check for quality, And I saw myself smiling as well. It's quite interesting that, you know, usually I look quite concentrated, but on the 747 takeoff, I had a big smile on my face, and then people actually noticed it and were commenting, which was nice. Because yeah, I have to say, and you know, people ask me what's your favorite aircraft, and I still say it's got to be the 747, right? So GPU. You switch on the GPU 2314. How on earth am I supposed to remember that? 2, 3, 1. What kind of which craft is that? Just joking. All right. Yes, I'm using the dev version. Ghost. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And 220 has just flown busy London control airspace. Nice. Excellent. Right, let's switch on. Now, thanks to Bruno, I already found that there's something you have to do. You have to, in order to get the laptop working, there's a button down here. You see? On, off. So we switch that on, and then the laptop loads. Yeah, so Easy, the question, I did some more research, Easy. Well, isn't it? Well, hang on. They call it laptop. Yeah, laptop power button. I mean, I know you can't really take it out and put it on lap, right? But right, flight. Now this is another witchcraft thing. So pilot. Okay. Huh. Well, that's pretty new then, isn't it? So menu. Ah, no. Okay, so this is flight ops status, synchro avionics, flight number. Now the thing is this though. I mean, I can get the charts there as well. Hey, Ghost. Okay. The thing is, I've got the Zimbrief flight plan loaded here. So how come it's not showing up here? You can use it for charts or off blocks, on blocks, etc. time. You need to set the OIT side to NSSA. What? What? Where? You just fill the MCDU. Bruno, I understood like literally only every second word. Like, what? Oh, this. What?
Hello, Lufthansa 47, radio check.
Oh my god, hang on. Company communications. Inbox. Oh. Oh, so this is like yeah, so text messages. Okay, and then requests. Weather notum. So this is like inbox, outbox, send. Okay. Company notum. Company com. Okay, home. Exit OIS. Update. Home. All right. This is well. This is so this is like OETs. Okay. So this is for the flight op stuff. Okay. Cool. So the ACARS works this way in the real plane. That's nice. That's good. That is very realistic then. Fantastic. Cool. Yeah. So Easy was already commenting on the cold weather situation. So we'll have a look in a minute what the temperatures are saying here. And then we can talk about this today, like I said, in practice. Let me get the screen brightness up a bit. Mickey, I've put in my Hoppy code, so I would imagine it is in. Yeah, so I've locked my FPS to 60, and currently the RAM is saying 11.5 at the moment. 11.5. High settings. Not ultra settings, but high settings. Hey, MAN, wie geht's dir? Flying along? You got time? So let's do engine warning display unit brightness up. System display brightness up. Perfect. Then we can all see that a bit better. I am on live weather, yes, but I'm not on live time, okay? I just want to see some of the scenery, right? I just dislike flying along in darkness all time. I get tired that way. I think yeah, maybe you guys as well, right? But we are on live weather, okay? So at least that. So let me have a look. So we don't have any temperature indications just yet because we haven't fired the aircraft completely yet. Okay, so let's continue now with the overhead panel. ELT should be armed anyways. Then let's do this here. Strobe remains off because we're on VATSIM. Nav light on. Logo light auto. Let's leave the seat belts off for now. Emergency lights armed. Fuel pumps remain off. Let's do a test here. Looking good. Okay, so Bruno says CPDLC is not working just yet. Okay. Okay, then we know. That's why it's a good thing Bruno is here. He can tell us that. Very nice. So the overhead panel is already done. It's incredible, right? For such a huge aircraft, how quickly you can go through the preparations overhead panel. That's a nice concept with the Airbus aircraft, right? Pedestal, let's quickly check, make sure that, yeah, weather radar, obviously, TCAS, rudder trim, switches, flaps, that's already checked, that looks all good. So then, what we can do is have a look. We've got the Trent 972 engines. We've got a database valid until the 27th of November, which is good. So if I go to flight plan, in it, company flight plan request, that should pull down. Yeah, Captain Mitchell, hello to you. Yes, indeed, right? I mean, I would imagine, so anyone, you know, coming from a 737 or even just, you know, an A320, you would be pretty amazed how suddenly there's a big jump in this technology, right? So let's insert the flight plan stuff. So we've got Lufthansa 1244, and yes, I have filed my flight plan. Thank you very much. We have Munich ground, we have Munich tower, and Munich approach online, which is nice. So we got Oslo, the destination, Stockholm, the alternate level 400, cruise temp minus 56, chopper pause is at 32,000 feet, econ speed, cost index is 147. And let's have the IRS, it's aligning already. Then what I would like to do, first of all, I would like to go to direct 80s. Okay, so Bruno, so there's no way that we can get any data through here, correct? Like on the A350. So we have to go and do that through the... No, not 711 today. No, I just get used too much by that. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to go through the data here. So I'm going to put this to raw data so you guys can see right now. So it's 1010 QNH, and we have 110 at 8. So it's going to be 8 left. Yeah, it could have been a training flight, IRL Stormy fly. I'm not sure if this routing ever was used on a real-world training flight, but theoretically, yes, that could be the case. I mean, you know, a different example, as you probably know, I've seen the speeders, the British Airways A380s quite a lot in Frankfurt. And so they were flying Heathrow, Frankfurt, back and forth for training, right? I hope they can take A380s. I just simply assumed. I thought Yeah, I'm pretty sure, right? I mean, surely Emirates flies there with the A380s. I hope. Anyway, so Oslo right now is 209. Light rain. Famous last words, right? Yeah. Inbound for a diversion. Okay, Mickey says he shows Middle East Airlines flies A380s into Oslo. Okay. Well, we'll see. Anyways, I'm sure we can do that. Yeah, Mickey, that we can if you check that. And they have a so Fabian correctly. I was just wondering that if they would have code Foxtrot taxi charts for super. And guys, we've got to remember, we're not heavy today. We're super. That's going to be tough. High Fly flew there with the A380s. Okay, DM, thanks so much for that. Yeah, that's what I thought, right? I mean, Oslo is such a nice and big and spacious airport. Big breath. Right, that's the routing. So if anybody's wondering, or anybody wants to fly along, simply type !route. And then you should be able to get the routing that I'm flying today, yeah. Yeah, we got one flight today only, guys. Just simply that we have a nice relaxed, nice relaxed time here. And I am going to go through the cold temperature correction again. You can see it's 3 degrees in Oslo. Strictly speaking, we're not really obligated to correct at this temperature, but it says that, going towards 15 degrees below ESA, it's a good idea to start correcting for cold temperature, right? But we'll have a look at that. Cool. So let's have a quick look at the flight plan. And Pilot 19, hello to you. So here's the flight plan. Lifty 1244, and we've got 8 left. Input departure. Flight time is roughly 2 hours. Yeah, Ghost. Shall I spoiler it? Now, obviously, I've talked about it. And, X-Plane 12, obviously, yes. So X-Plane 12 definitely does have and simulate cold temperature deviations. So if anyone still wonders what on earth are we talking about, it's that in very cold temperatures, the altimeter is subjective to a density influence. So it's going to start indicating a wrong altitude. And there's a rule of thumb for that. Quotenwagner, hang on. Yes, but. Okay, yes, but. And I tested it today just to make sure that I have it right. So for every 10 degrees that you are below ESA temperature, so today, as an example, if we have 3 degrees Celsius at the airport, yes, you listened well, Ghost. So for every 10 degrees, it's 4% error, okay, on the altimeter readout. So you then would say, well, I mean, today with 12 degrees difference, I mean, let's say it's 5%. I mean, that's not much, is it? Well, it depends. It depends on a few factors like height. So how high our approach is starting from, how high is the minimum safe altitude, etc., etc. So potentially there could be some influence. Also, let's say you're flying an ILS approach like we're doing today, then 5% from 200 feet is 10 feet. It's not much, right? Nevertheless, when you're talking about 200 feet, that actually is quite a lot again, right? So strictly speaking, we have to correct for that. But again, I'll go through details then. And so regarding Microsoft 2024, if you are using live weather, right? So if you have switched this to live, then it has the cold temperature errors. So there, the atmosphere does simulate the density errors. If you set manual weather, then that effect goes away. And I tested it several times today. Oh, really, Evers? You got a score 0711. Nice. GG's. Well done. Well done. Cool. We need trip fuel 20.3 tons. Good God. Planned takeoff fuel, because we need 8.3 tons alternate fuel. It's 37.1. So with taxi, let's say 38 block. Right. Yeah, and I remember we actually tested this before, and people were telling me that they heard that if using live weather, it works, but if you use manual weather with the same values, that's the funny thing. So even if you set exactly manually the same weather conditions, you know, pressure and temperature, it's different. I know, Mickey. I know it's somewhat yeah, not exactly ecological, right? It's a good thing we're just simply in a simulator. Good. Let's look at the weather real quickly. So SIGMET, we've got severe turbulence forecasted. Let's see what levels. 280 to 360. We're at level 400. We may be good. Yeah, Bruno, I honestly, maybe they do use, with real world temperature data, they may get layered information where they can more accurately then calculate, you know, density changes, etc. Hey, Thomas, no worries, welcome. But maybe then when he sets it manually, maybe then those, yeah, I don't know, maybe the data then has too big of jumps that it just doesn't, you know, use the right data for that. I don't know, it's just a guess. Munich, later, light snowfall, and then, oh, tonight, snowfall in Munich. So let's hope we don't have to de-ice the aircraft. Current, oh, it's -3 degrees. I think we have to de-ice the aircraft today, guys. Looks like we have to. Because we're going to do an outside check in a minute, and then we're going to find some frost. I would guess. So maybe, I guess we have to de-ice the aircraft. Should be fun. Anyways, yeah, and then we can talk about how cheap an A380 de-icing is. It's crazy. Good, Oslo. We can see that the weather is quite marginal. So it's 2,000 meters, rain, drizzle, overcast 400. Well, it's giving you, if you look at GSX, it's giving you de-icing services, 11 suitable areas. So Jacob, first of all, go Sammy, hello to you. Sammy, thank you so much for the 64 months. That's a long time. Sammy, thank you so much for that. And Gilent, oh, didn't I call? Oh, Gilent, that was yesterday, Gilent. I hope I called that out. Jen, thank you so much for the 24. That's 2 years of support as well. Thank you. And Eagle 737 guy, hello. No, I've never flown the A380 in real life. No. I chose not to. I chose the 747, which I'm very happy I did. Good. Stockholm Arlanda is the alternate cab. Okay. Cold, but no threats. So that's a very good good alternate. And Auyamar, hello.
Ladies and gentlemen,
gifting us up to Jaronix. Auyamar, thank you so much for the gifted sub. That's really kind.
Subscribers should now pick up their pass to first class. Thank you.
Cool. Oh wait, do we have extra fuel with us? I hope I put a little bit extra fuel. I did. 20 minutes, 3 tons. I did. Fantastic. Cool. Alrighty. So that's that. Now let's have a look. So I've got charts here. And let's have a look from... Ah, that works here as well. Okay, cool. So that's Munich. That does work. Fantastic. I'm happy with that. I wish I had one keybind here. What I'm going to do... Yeah, let me do this. I'm going to put this on number 8. Simply because... I have to look at that so often. I was going to do a wing view on that, but I'm going to have to do that. So I have a nice wing view here from this side, and then this I have to have the EFB. Yeah, Sammy, exactly. So yeah, we were talking. Sorry, I was interrupted. Well, nicely interrupted. Thank you so much for the support. So we're just saying that if you have the normal price list, it's actually around 86,000 euros for a complete D and anti-icing. So that's the most expensive version of D and anti-icing, Type 4, I would imagine. But I've already heard that if you have a contract with the company here, so if you de-ice more regularly, then you would get a different price, and that can go as low as, let's say, 15,000 or 20,000 euros, which is still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, right? It is a lot of money. Now I want to try something. I want to, just for GSX memes, can we? Yes, we can.
Crew bus is coming.
I just want to see how that works. It's going to take years. I'm sorry, but we may have to restart Coatl because that's going to take 2 hours probably to clean an A380. Yeah, so it's a silly idea. Oh, hang on. Can we get stairs at the rear of the aircraft? Hold on. Request operate stairs. You cannot operate stairs while boarding. Okay. Distance to go 711 miles. That is definitely pure coincidence. Right, so where do we go? We have to go and check. Oh, I have to check. Is the door open? Hold on. Is the door open? Where we have ground. Main, services. Hang on, services. Jet bridge. Oh, that's open. Yeah, that's fine. Can I have passenger stairs? The question is where? Door aft. No, I don't want to have door forward. Oh, hang on. Who's that? Is that... You're joking. Hang on. I was just saying, where's the rest? Now this will be interesting. How are they going to get on board? There's no stairs here. How are they going to get on board now? That's going to be interesting. The invisible stairs. And a vacuum cleaner, fantastic. Oh, I'm craving this. Right, let's watch them. I'm sorry if you think this is silly, but it's a new feature. I have to check. I have to see how that works. Oh, that could. Oh, yes. So this is Munich version 2. So that's why. Yeah, maybe I don't have to correct the GSX profile. Yeah, it could be the case. Yeah. Off to Hogwarts Gate 9 3/4. Guys, so for those guys that see this for the first time, or if you heard or saw the video, what do you think about this? Is there someone that likes this? Or is it, is this like a total waste of time? Or, what do you think? And apparently, a waste of effort. Apparently, now these characters interact. So this, so they would potentially usually collide, right? But then they step to the side. So is he going to be passing now? Oh, he is. Look. Okay. So that's interesting to see. I have to say, this is interesting to see that they now interact. And also, since it's a big aircraft, look how many cleaning crew we have. Now, this is totally unrealistic, guys. I can tell you this is unrealistic. Never ever will you see in Munich that many cleaning crew. and even A380, no way. No way, right? So, yeah, I mean, you know, I guess for those that look for the ultimate realism, in the sense, you know, you have a transit somewhere, like let's say you're flying A320 and you want to fly, you know, 2 or 3 sectors and then land somewhere and then have the complete process. So complete, I mean, like, you know, get cleaning, and then let's get catering.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
And then we'll get fueling, right? So I'm reading a lot of comments. Some people will never hate government. Some people will never use it. But I can see, you know, maybe once. So I guess, yes. And the thing is, one thing I've read as well, people were getting upset with the fact that there's so many issues still with GSX. We see them on a daily basis. And that they're saying, well, they should actually, first of all, use all their resources to, you know, to iron out these issues that we're all having, right? And then once that's done, you should then go ahead and, oi, get working. I don't support these, you know, groupings here, please. Can you do your work? We've got, you know, we've got boarding in 10 minutes, for crying out loud. Get moving. Strike, yeah. yeah, that's it. Get moving. All right, cool. Right, so, yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, for me, I mean, in the real world, it depends on the airline, right? So you've got airlines that don't have cleaning at all. So I've heard cases where the cabin crew actually does the cleaning. They clean each other. And then they have, you know, cases where yeah, you have a cleaning every time you stop somewhere. So at my airline, Lufthansa, there was on short range. Usually we had cleaning at every stop. You know, so be it in Germany or be it, you know. Oh God. Okay, so well, this is still. I think this is probably still beta bugged, right? I mean, even though I did update, as you can see, but yeah, it's still not working 100%. Yeah. But one thing though, I want to just quickly mention. Now I've walked below an A380, and believe it or not, we actually had an A380. No chocks. Oh my God! How on earth did that happen? Jesus Christ! Hang on, let me just. Who forgot the chocks? Where's chocks? Oh, hang on. Huh? This is the internal pushback, right? Who forgot the chocks? I don't see chocks anywhere. All right. Cool. Let's have a look. Are we actually fueling? Let's have a look at the fuel page here. So is that going on, or is it just waiting for the other services to Yeah, we've got 15 tons at the moment. All right. Let's continue here then. I'm not even sure if it's working correctly. But it says payload, GSX payload sync enabled. So, cargo, 0 fuel weight. Okay, that's all fine. How about fueling? So, refuel. Let's have a look. So, where's the button where we can sync up the fuel from GSX? So from SimBrief. There was a where's that button that we used to have? Oh yeah, you're right. It says it's 38.2. Okay, you're right. Yeah. It's already in there. No need to sync. Cool. That's very nice. No, it could be, I guess maybe because cleaning is still ongoing or catering. I don't know. It's probably just saying it's waiting for the services to be finished, right? So yeah, refueling services requested, but I guess it's because of the other services, yeah. Hey Jaju, thank you so much for the 13 months. Jaju, how are you doing? Cool, so we got that. Payload, that's all set, planned. So if I go, once the cleaning has finished, once they stop talking, start to work, then there's nobody in the updeck. They're still standing there. Like I said, this could take a while. But anyway, so we've got to get our flight planning now. So that should be happening very soon as well. So 0 fuel weight is saying 34.1. That sounds correct. Okay, cool. So CP DLC is not working yet. We have 121710. Let's...
Confirm Echo 2 at the beginning.
Echo 2 Lufthansa, ENGM.
But, so Bruno, yeah, so PDC
München ground.
doesn't work.
Abend. CTR 9 Whiskey Charlie, we lost connection because with our network request reclearance to London Heathrow. We have information Charlie on board.
CTR 9 Whiskey Charlie, München Apron Servus, stand by for clearance number 1.
Standing by, Dankeschön.
Lufthansa 451, taxi.
Hey, Cargo Pilot, good snowing. Yeah, is it already snowing in Bremen? I'm just wondering, but I'll check in a minute.
Via Echo 2 stand 245 for Lufthansa 455.
Und guten Abend, grüß Gott, die Lufthansa 1244 Super, requesting clearance to Oslo, please.
Lufthansa 1244, München Apron Servus, stand by for clearance number 2.
Copy.
Lufthansa 225 on frequency.
Just getting pen and paper ready to note down the clearance. I thought I remembered. So Cargo Pilot, where you live, it's snowing, nice. Yeah, so so the prediction is that it will snow here in Bremen as well tonight. So we'll have a look. So it's going to be input something.
Yeah, German Cargo 3 Mike Papa, stand by for clearance number 3.
Lufthansa 2264 heavy.
He's flying along, nice.
Information Sierra requesting clearance to Gardermoen.
Lufthansa 2264, München Apron Servus, number 4 for clearance.
Copy 2264 heavy.
City Air 9 Whiskey Charlie, advise ready to copy your clearance.
Affirmative, go ahead please. Lufthansa 9 Whiskey Charlie, City Air 9 Whiskey Charlie.
Where's the input?
City Air 9 Whiskey Charlie, startup approved, cleared to London Heathrow, Lazo to Echo departure, flight plan route climb, visit to flight level 70, squawk 112,
oh, there we are.
check info Tango.
check info Tango, star approved, cleared to London Heathrow via Olaso to Echo 08 right, initially 7000, squawk 1121.
So it should be 3 Quebec.
City Air 9 Whiskey Charlie.
City Air 9 Whiskey Charlie.
So it should be initial climb 70. 70 and
Lufthansa 1 Golf Uniform, München Apron Servus, taxi to stand 212 Alpha via
Squawk.
Delta 4 Whiskey 2.
Freak. Really, Tremonia garden is, your garden is already white? Okay, let me just check the weather.
München Apron Servus, this is Austrian 1
Oh, you're right, it could be snowing.
on gate 217.
Oh, yes, it looks like it's snowing here as well.
Hanover with the information.
You can see that on the windows.
Austrian 1 Papa Kilo, no flight plan received.
Oh, it's getting busy now.
Lufthansa 2.
Yeah, it's snowing here as well.
Taxi to gate 311
Crazy.
via
Hasn't
Echo 2
snowed
Delta
for
Blue
ages.
Line, Echo 3 Blue Line.
Taxi stand 311 via Echo 2, Delta 6 Blue Line, Echo 3.
Alright, so let's go. Departure. So we do expect
Affirmative.
8 left. Should be the input 3 Quebec.
München Apron.
No transition.
The flight plan for Austrian 1 Papa Kilo should be sent now.
And then we have the routing all the way to Lunip.
Austrian 1 Papa Kilo, flight plan received.
And
Number 4
then
for clearance.
we can take the arrival. Now, today,
München Apron, Vietnam,
let's
Lufthansa 3
see.
Foxtrot Whiskey stand 301 with Tango, IFR Hanover.
Lufthansa 3.
is there an event going on in Hanover today?
Servus.
Yeah, that's true, Tremonia. Tomorrow will be chaos.
4 for clearance.
The wind is 200 at 9, so it will be 19. We'll take 19 right. It's going to be an ILS approach 19 right via
X-ray, München Apron Servus, standby for clearance number 5.
the Lunip 4 Mike.
Number 5, Roger.
And then
November 1.
Speedway 73 Foxtrot Hotel on frequency.
Speedway 73 Foxtrot Hotel, hold short, November 1.
just approach.
Speedway 73 Foxtrot Hotel, taxi to stand 182 via Whiskey 1 Blue
So it's
Line.
going to be 19 right. So that should then be via.
Blue Line, Speedway 73 Foxtrot Hotel.
Let's take.
Lufthansa 1244, advise ready to copy your clearance.
Lufthansa 1244, super ready to copy.
Lufthansa 1244, startup approved, cleared to Oslo Gardermoen, input 3 Quebec departure, flight plan route climb visit to flight level 70, squawk 6640.
Lufthansa 1244 is cleared to Oslo Gardermoen via the input 3 Quebec, initial climb 70, squawk 6640.
Lufthansa 1244, read back correct.
Good, so that's that. And then I just want to see via. Let's go no via then. Let's insert that. Cool. So as expected, 8 left, input 3 Quebec. Then we have the routing all the way down to Gardermoen arrival. Lunip 4 Mike. Perfect. Very nice. Oh, they have left. Oh, you saw that? Hang on. So they did leave via the jetway. Oh, that's not bad then. Okay. So now let's see what happens now. So we should be getting fueling then, right? Let's have a look.
German cargo 3 Mike Papa. Standby.
So catering is completed.
At Lufthansa 2264, heavy request.
This thing is huge, yeah.
Lufthansa 2264, pushback approved,
Boarding requested.
facing north.
Do you want to board crew?
Push approved.
Hey,
Taking
Delta.
off. Echo 2, Lufthansa 226.
Delta Spec Killer to you. Hello, hello. Okay, so let's see. Bruno, what can we do then? Can we... So we could do like... like this.
German Cargo 3 Mike Papa, advise ready to copy your clearance.
So 38. Okay, turn the fuel.
German Cargo 3 Mike Papa, advise ready to copy your clearance.
Okay. Thank you, Bruno. And there we go. So we could go. Let's take this then.
Lufthansa 2264 radio check.
There we go.
Lufthansa 2264, read the
Okay, so now it's refueling. Cool.
Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot Whiskey, advise ready to copy your clearance.
Payload.
We are ready. 3 Foxtrot Whiskey.
So passengers boarding started.
Lufthansa 3
Fantastic.
Foxtrot
Hey, fly with
Whiskey,
Paul.
check info Tango, startup approved, clear to Hannover, input expect departure, flight plan, route climb.
So that's working. Fantastic.
We have
Alignment
Tango,
is finished.
Hannover, input Quebec, initial 70.
Yeah, refueling panel door
we are ready
open.
for the push Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot.
70. We have Kinich
Lufthansa 3
1010.
Foxtrot first, that's squawk 1000.
So let's do VOR terrain. Terrain.
German Cargo 3
VOR.
Mike Papa, advise ready to copy your clearance.
All right, let's do plan. Actually, no, let's do arc, and then let's go to zoom. Let's see if the OIS is working here. Geneva has published minimum radar vectoring charts on leader based on actual OAT, not month or date. Okay.
German Cargo 3 Mike Papa,
That is interesting indeed. Right, that's nice. That's working. Fantastic.
So, German
Excellent.
Cargo
Cool.
3 Mike Papa, advise ready to copy your
Happy
clearance.
with that. 214. Fantastic. And oh, we can see the passengers boarding. Hello, hello. Cool. That's nice.
Oh, squawk 1000, Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot Whiskey.
Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot Whiskey, pushback approved, facing
So
north.
continue with our diffrips mod.
Right,
Hang
north,
on.
north,
Squawk
Lufthansa 3.
before I forget. So let's do surveillance.
Lufthansa 5 Uniform X-ray, advise ready to copy your clearance.
Squawk is gonna be 6640. Enter. So that's set already. Fantastic. Trip Quebec 70. Fantastic. That's all done. Cool. The right side, I have never seen. Will, hang on, what? They board from the right hand side? I've never seen that. I believe you, Paul. It's just I've never seen that. But I guess I mean
Lufthansa 5 Uniform X-ray,
I mean
advise
380.
ready
Who
to copy
knows,
your
right?
clearance.
Possible.
Lufthansa 5 Uniform X-ray.
Hey, Jorda, wie geht's dir? Right, let's
Lufthansa
get the
5
master
Uniform X-ray, check
APU
info
switch
Tango, startup
on.
approved, clear to
Let's
Hannover,
start the
input
APU.
Quebec departure, flight plan, route climb, visit flight level 70, squawk 1000.
We are taking information Tango.
Cool, yeah,
and
yeah,
clear
Airbus,
to
good point.
Hannover.
That's interesting to hear that they have a chart for the
Platform route climber is
minimum radar
70
vectoring.
and squawk is 1000. Lufthansa 5 Uniform X-ray.
Lufthansa 5 Uniform X-ray, read back correct.
That they have that showing. That's only valid between -8 plus 1 degree. Fantastic. Very nice.
München Ground, schönen guten Abend. CTR 9er Whiskey Charlie, stand 210 Alpha, request pushback please.
Yeah, Eagle 77.
CTR 9er Whiskey Charlie, first that's
Have a look at Discord. Paul, I will have... which... is it pilot channel? Oh no, it's a private...
Sorry, say again please. I did not
Lol.
want copy CTR 9er Whiskey Charlie, my internet.
Am I allowed to show that?
CTR 9er Whiskey Charlie, first that's squawk 3127.
It's from Reddit. Okay, cool. Now this is brilliant.
Squawk 3...
I'm not sure, maybe you're going to say...
7 is set.
Well, yeah, of course.
CTR 9er Whiskey
I've seen that a
Charlie.
million times. You know, but I have not, honestly. I mean, and I've been around, right? So...
127.
Sorry for that problem. Squawk 3127, City Airliner Whiskey Charlie.
Affirmative. And City Airliner Whiskey Charlie, pushback approved, facing south.
Push and start approved, facing south,
Right.
City Airliner Whiskey Charlie. Dankeschön, sorry.
How freaking weird is that?
Hello.
Yeah, what?
Check for German
But, I mean,
Mike Papa.
I will say that. I will say that.
Cargo 3 Mike Papa, München apron 1271, read you 5.
These days, you've got to be careful. Hey, hello, Hayden. You've got to be careful.
Thank you, Radio 5.
These days, with you know, AI, you never know if these pictures are
German Cargo 3
correct.
Mike
But
Papa, affirmative.
this AI would be pretty good
Startup
because look at this.
approved,
It
check
says
for
223
Tango, cleared to Stockholm, Akini
and
1,
there it says 224.
Akini 1 Echo departure, flight plan route climb vehicle to flight level 70, squawk 3570.
Cold ears. Scones, it doesn't look natural, no, but
check information Tango.
now since it has 223 here, I'm yeah. Also, I mean, even the stairs are on the correct side because that gate is from the other, you know. So I could imagine potentially, yeah.
2 stations.
Potentially, it could be there. It could be correct. Yeah, it's odd, but
248 Alpha via Echo 2.
it could be correct.
Lufthansa 2 Papa Uniform 248 Alpha via Echo 2, danke.
Is that Riva? Sounds like Riva.
Ground Zero, Lufthansa
772
2 Super, information Tango requesting clearance to
Okay, cool.
destination Bangkok.
So init A page is filled out. We got departure, we got arrival. Nav aids.
Number 2.
We don't really need anything for nav aids out of departure. And then
Lufthansa 2
flight plan all filled
heavy,
out.
Taxi to entry November 3.
Fuel and
via Echo
payload.
2,
Now there's still
Delta 1,
boarding,
give way to
and we haven't
opposite
completely
traffic,
fueled yet.
Airbus 320 to stand 248 Alpha.
Via taxing the entry November 3 via Echo 2,
Yeah.
Delta 1 giving way to the opposite.
That's what I'm worried of as well.
248 Alpha Lufthansa 226
Regarding AI. So I was just saying early on that it is incredible. If you and we've had an A380 in Bremen once. So Airbus sent an A380. We had like a special weekend open airport day, if you like. And for that, they actually landed an A380 in Bremen. Now, obviously, it's it was an empty plane. All right.
Okay, gate 251.
And yeah, they parked it, on the main apron somewhere. And in the evening, when we arrived with our 737, I asked the follow me driver if he would be so kind to drive us there, so that we can have a look. It was like 10:30 in the evening. And yeah, he did. So he drove us over, and we had a walk around outside, and it's a beast of an aircraft. It is just so huge, absolutely huge. Yeah, and Dresden chain wrecked as well, right? Yeah, they landed at Dresden.
Lufthansa 767 Heavy, München apron Servus, taxi.
Hayden, next year is going to be a lot more relaxed. So, if is it in May or June, Hayden? There's also an A380 at display in the museum in Toulouse. Nice, yeah. Yeah, I mean... July? Okay. So, I mean, I've got a very important date in August. My older daughter's getting married in August. So, August is a no-go, but July could work. I mean, we've got a holiday booked as well.
Sorry, that was a bit...
But I think that's in June.
313, then Delta 6 Blue Line, and then Echo 3 Orange Line, correct?
It's very loud on my ears.
Negative.
That's a bit quieter. I'll dial up the ATC sound later on.
So Echo 2.
Okay, Hayden, thank you much. I will try to see, but at the moment I don't see a problem with that, so it should be fine. Yeah. Good. Fuel is in. fantastic. So we're getting close to... Oh no.
But I guess it was 118505 for Lufthansa 264.
It's taken a long time. Well, I mean, you've got some briefing to do anyways, but we should be fine. So APU is available. Let's get the APU bleeder on. Let's get external power off. And then we can go to services. Going to remove the passenger stairs. Going to close the doors. So it's just got the forward door open. Yeah, Bruno, thanks. I think we're just going to wait now. I mean, it's not going to take that much longer. I mean, they're boarding pretty fast, right? So I would say we should be alright. Oh, I thought I had that switched off. Oh yeah, but they take their seats and they disappear, right? So yeah, they're not static. So they're not staying in the aircraft. Check the toilet. No. You guys in the toilet. What is it with you guys? Toilet fetish. Do you have the cockpit door open? No. No. It's closed. I am using the 8K version. I know Sapphire Wave, right? But I downloaded the 8K, I'm afraid, yeah. Yeah, the toilets are an integral part of the study level. Right. No. No, I don't believe you. No, no, no. I'm not saying it's not, you know, I understand it's an important place, right? But, you know, still. Do we have a takeoff calculator? Presets, no. No, okay. However, we can use SimBrief. Yeah, we'll use SimBrief. Exactly. So let's take this. So it's 8 left, full length. Takeoff weight is expected to be around 37, or let's say 379. So 379. Yeah, let's take 3788. God, these numbers. 378,800 kilograms. So optimum flap setting, Toga flex, bleed auto, anti-ice auto. Wind. Oh, QNH just dropped to 1009, okay. Let me try ATIS again. ATIS says information Tango. We have -3 degrees, 1009, correct. And we got dry runway. Improved client disabled, and flex assumed temperature enabled, so let's calculate that. So we have flaps 1, flex 62, and the speeds 140, 141, 146. Now, I guess the first instinct when people see these speeds and think, hang on, you've got an aircraft that's weighing almost 400 tons. How can it have a V2 speed of 146? Doesn't make sense, right? That must be wrong. I mean, on the 787 as an example, with 220 tons, we have a V2 speed of, you know, sometimes 175 knots, right? But it's a very simple answer. And that's, if you look at the wings of the A380, I mean, look at the wing area, right? Yeah, and also the chord of the wings are very, very thick. So the amount of lift created is just so huge. And that's why also on the approach, yeah, green dot 190 and the approach speeds are very low as well. Right, simply because you have these huge wings. Now, so there's people saying, well, the huge wings are there because initially they planned a different version of the A380, so a longer version, right? Is it a Cat C plane? I would have to. I mean, I know it is. Isn't it crazy? Because it has such low approach speeds, right? So again, this is something people will say that doesn't make sense. How can this? So you know, usually we have a saying that category Delta, so dig shift, so you know the big aircraft, right, is always Delta, and so when you have your minimums here, for example, right, you look at your Delta, right, Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta, but so 747 is Delta, the 787 is Delta, but then you have the A380 in the Charlie region. Doesn't make sense, right? Or the 321ceo is Cat Delta, right? Yeah, it's because that goes according to the landing weight speed. So if you have max landing weight and look at your approach speed, that then categorizes the landing category. So since the A380 is such slow in the approach, it is actually a category Charlie aircraft. Yeah, crazy, right? Unbelievable. I mean, a different version that had would have had higher approach speed than this, yes, then potentially that could have been a Delta. Yeah, but so let's have a look. Look at that, 360, almost finished boarding. So let's get going with the briefing. So let me quickly put in the performance. Takeoff performance. Oh, can we send that? No, we can't. Obviously, we haven't. That was the 350. So I had a flashback to the 350. So we can take the CG though, right? So I mean, it's almost completely boarded, but you can see it still changes. So zero fuel weight CG and the takeoff CG, right?
Correction. Phase signal.
Now this has to be a takeoff. Is there a fuel and load? Yeah, let's wait until we get this going. Oh, this is the planned. Ah, okay, disregard. Okay, so it's not takeoff. This is the current. So this is the current, and this is the actual zero fuel weight. So this is the planned zero fuel weight CG, and that's the actual. Okay.
Delta 6 orange line, Echo 3
yeah, makes sense.
line, Delta 3 orange line, hold short of Echo 2.
So we finished boarding now. It means we've got a zero fuel weight. Yeah, 341.6.
Tower 453 confirm, Echo 3 blue line.
Echo 3 blue line.
Austin, 1 Papa Kilo first to squawk 1000, please.
The CG is 35.6. 35.6. Enter. And the block fuel 37.4. Oh, okay, yeah, but I guess people want to see. Thanks, Bruno. But I guess people will see me type the stuff in here. Cool. So now we've got everything worked or calculated. That's good. And so if I go now to takeoff performance, I'm going to enter the values that have just been given by SimBrief. So Yeah, so CG for gross weight, so that should be 36.6 then, right? For takeoff. Yeah, here, right? Cool. So that's that. We've got flaps 1. We're using a flex, and the flex temperature was 62. And then we have 140, 141. And the last one is 146. Oh, it does jump automatically. I was just wondering that, yeah. Okay, thanks, Bruno. So then, what I'm going to do as well is... oh, well, no, Senshai, are you in by any chance? Because he was saying that there is a way to get these pinned. But right now, there's a little bug here in 2024. Let me just check. He did post something today. Okay, Jacob, thank you. Where did he post that today?
München, Servus, die Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet, Infos Tango, request push and start.
Alright, so we've got thrust reduction 2490, I believe 2480 is fine. And engine out is 3000. So at least I'm going to put that 3000 there. Yeah, Yoda, I know, people have already noticed that. I had nothing to do with that. Okay. Cool. Transition 5000. That looks all complete to me now. Yeah, right. Huh? No, really. That had nothing to do with that. What about the cruise level? Hold on. Where's my cruise level? In it? Oh, there we go. Got it. Yeah, top left. Thank you. Now, one last thing I want to do is... can we load the wind data, Bruno? No, you can't. It's blacked out. So that's all blanked out. So there's no wind data. So we'll put in the trip wind. Okay. So we're going to use the average trip wind, which is... Well, it's negligible. It's -5 knots. So, I mean... So we can type in... Hope it's working. Headwind 5. Yeah, there we go. So we've got 5 knots headwind, and that's it. That's as good as it will get. Cool. So let's do a quick briefing. So let's pin that. Oops, no, not. Hang on. Not pin that. Taxi chart. There we go. So we're parked here, Terminal 2. So very likely it's going to be... It could be that we're going to get pushed on Delta because of wingspan. So usually it's November 3, November. And then we have full length. Yeah, Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, one of those. Full length. No hotspots that I can see. And then we've got the input 3 Quebec. Which is RNF coded. Waypoint is going to be Delta Mike 070, 1900, whichever is later. Then we turn left, Delta Mike 073, Delta Mike 065, 250 knots until that waypoint, even if we're above 10,000 feet. And then to input. So if I go flight plan really quickly, 70 or 1900, 7365 input.
Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet is ready for takeoff.
You're standing on yellow. Are you
To
able
50 knots until
continue to
65. All correct. MSA 4,000 feet. Special threats. I mean, it's cold. The thing is this, so we're going to climb 70. The sector is 4,000. So at -3 degrees, that's about, let's say 7%, 8%. So 5,000 feet would be safe. So I'm happy 5,000 as the lowest level of altitude in case anything goes wrong. Cool. Let's have a look at the checklist. So now I'm using a bit of a cheat. So I'm using this these checkboxes. That's not realistic, I know, but I'll use that. So we have cockpit preparation checklist. Keep pins covers removed. Fuel quantity is 37,400. Seatbelts is on. Bar roll ref 1009. Set 3 times with 1490 feet. Checklist complete. Let's check that all the doors are closed. Not yet, it seems. Hang on, or at least they're not in. That's that. Why is that showing as open? How strange is that? It is open. Bruno?
So, City Airliner Whiskey Charlie.
Go ahead, please, sorry.
City Airliner Whiskey Charlie, continue taxi via Echo 3 Blue Line. Delta 3 Line Motor of Echo 3.
Continue taxi via Echo 3 Blue Line, Delta 3 Blue Line, hold short of Echo 2.
Yeah, it's not closing the aft door. Shall we restart Quattro? Oh really? Can you hang on, can you do that?
Lufthansa negative 2 is taking back the clearance. We're having technical issues with the plane. I will log out.
Schönen Abend.
Ja, ich komme gleich nochmal mit dem anderen Flieger wieder. Bis gleich.
Yeah, I'll be Mark. Maybe that works. I'm not sure. Mark, I know. I just thought the same thing. Yeah, Capitan, right? No. Of course, it's not GSX. Why would we ever think it's a GSX problem?
Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet.
Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet. Continue taxi via swing over to the blue line. Delta 6 orange line. Whiskey 2 to entry November 3.
Yeah, I know, right? Thank you for watching Walking Simulator. Right, so Bruno, where would be a click spot?
Swing.
7 Mike Juliet, to read back, please.
Swinging over blue line and then Delta 6 and orange line. Whiskey 2 November 3. Correction, November 4.
Right, let me restart Quattro.
7 Mike Juliet.
Confirm entry November 3.
Yeah, confirmed cockpit entry November 3. Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet.
German Cargo 3 Alpha Mike, continue taxi to entry.
Tell you what we'll do. Let me start the beacon.
Lufthansa 772 Heavy, contact tower 1205050.
Lufthansa 772 Super, tower 120050, ciao.
772, confirm 120.505.
120.505, 772, bye bye, thank you.
Yeah, we'll try that.
Lufthansa 5 uniform X-ray, continue pushback.
So, Lufthansa 5 uniform X-ray, yeah, continue pushback.
Ah! Thank you much, guys. Okay, so pushback prep. Pushback prep does the trick. Fantastic. I am happy.
Lufthansa 1 kilo, how much longer can we expect for clearance?
Cool. So let's have a look. Let's put the transponder on.
Red copy, Condor 4 Papa.
No, Charlie is squawking.
Papa Kilo, start approved, clear to Frankfurt, give me 6 Quebec departure, flight plan, route climb, visit to flight level 70, squawk 1000.
Condor 4 Papa Kilo is clear destination.
Dual engine taxi, I don't have a checklist for that, to be honest. What we can try. So park brake is set. Take a speed thrust. We have 140141146 flex 62. Checklist complete. Lufthansa 1244 is stand 214 requesting push a start, please.
Last station Koenigsegg call sign only.
Lufthansa 1244.
Lufthansa 1244, pushback approved, facing north.
Push approved, facing north. Lufthansa 1244. Now let's see. So center facing north. All right. Physical park brakes. Nice.
Open mic. Open mic. City on Anna Whiskey Charlie, continue taxi.
Not me.
307 via Whiskey 2.
Continue taxi Sierra 7 via Whiskey.
Yeah, Geronix, it's a beta version here.
Lufthansa 19 Kilo, advise
Wow, so many fuel pumps.
We are ready, Lufthansa 1 kilo.
So as long as Microsoft FlightSim 2024 is in beta SU4, I won't complain about the wrong decals. So let's do engine start. Now here's the question though.
For uniform, start approved. I'll go to Echo departure, flight level 70, scope 1000, Lufthansa 1 kilo.
19 Kilo, read correct.
So then we're going to do
7 mic to let.
engine 1. Can you do dual engine start? Anyone know?
Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet, contact tower 1187.
Yep. Okay, so we'll start engine 2 as well. Fantastic.
Tower 118705, thanks for the service on the Charles.
Thank you, Ghost. Tremoni, thanks. So, dual, fantastic. So we shall do that.
City Anana Whiskey Charlie, contact tower 12050.
City Anana Whiskey.
City Anana Whiskey
Contact
Charlie,
tower 18705. Danke, schönen Abend noch. Ciao.
Lufthansa 4 Lima Alpha, advise ready to copy your clearance.
Ready for Lima Alpha.
Oh, hang on.
Lufthansa 4 Lima Alpha, check in for uniform, startup approved, clear to Frankfurt, give me 6 Quebec departure, flight plan, route climb.
By the way, I am using the Wing throttle quadrant.
Clear to Frankfurt, give me 6 Quebec departure, climb assist, flight level 7, score 1000, and confirm startup was approved, Lufthansa 4 Lima Alpha.
Affirmative, startup approved.
Startup approved, Lufthansa 4 Lima Alpha.
4 Lima Alpha,
Nice.
correct.
3, 4.
Lufthansa 5 uniform X-ray request taxi and we're able for intersection Alpha 4.
Lufthansa 5 uniform X-ray, taxi to entry November 3 via Echo 3.
Yeah, the question is always though if the APU is strong enough. But yeah, I would imagine that here for the A380. they made sure that
EC2944, we're in A320 on gate 175, requesting IFR clearance to Frankfurt.
one thing I want to do though, you can set the engine, so the audio.
Second please for Lufthansa 5 Uniform X-ray.
I want to hear the engines.
Lufthansa 5 Uniform X-ray, taxi to entry November 3 via Echo 3 Blue Line, Delta 6 Orange Line, Whiskey 2, hold shot of Echo 2.
Park brake set.
Sorry, say again please for Lufthansa 5 Uniform X-ray.
Lufthansa 5 Uniform X-ray,
Cockpit to ground.
taxi to entry
We have a good
November
engine
3
start. You can
via
disconnect.
Echo 3 Blue Line, Delta 6 Orange Line.
Now I've yeah, 747. Let's do it as well. Yeah. So I've flown on the A380 as a passenger twice on the upper deck, and I have to say that was very nice, very luxurious. Good. I'm gonna wait until the nose gear is unlocked, which is pretty much now. So let's go flaps 1 and the spoilers. Gonna switch off the APU bleed, APU. Rudder trim 0. The trim will be set automatically, so the trim is set, and then we'll do one more thing, and that is the flag controls. Incredible complex display for the flag controls, blimey. Right, here comes the rudder. Oh, hang on. Where's my rudder? Hold on. Nobody leaves the room. Ah. There you go. That wasn't set. So here we go. Full. Oh, that's taking a long time. 2 rudder areas. Full left, full right. Cool. Let's wait for the all clear signal. MEL. Well, right now, honestly, Jacob, there's no precipitation. I know it's cold, but there's no precipitation. The taxiways are dry, so there's no real need for engine NTIs. The question is, guys, do we want to do de-icing?
Lufthansa 2454, no flight plan received.
Well, we would need it if we had frost on the wings.
nochmal. Die Lufthansa 962 is back with information uniform on stand on gate 313 ready for
Where's my after start checklist? There it is. So after start, anti-ice is off. Pitch trim set for takeoff. Checklist complete. Okay. So if we were to de-ice the aircraft, it does give me de-icing spots, you see. The question is though, here in Munich, where would we expect that?
Lufthansa 5 Uniform X-ray, when reaching entry November 3, contact tower 118.705.
When reaching November 3, contact tower 118.705.
So normally you have your de-icing spots here. So it would be DA 1 November, DA 2 November, or DA 3 November. So let's see what the controller does, okay? Let's try that.
Roger, stand by number 2, lot 8246.
April, hello, Lufthansa 1 Alpha Echo at 218, request clearance to Geneva, information uniform on board.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha Echo, München April, Servus, stand by number 3.
And München Lufthansa 1244 requesting taxi, we need de-icing.
Lufthansa 1244, Roger, taxi to entry November 3 via Delta 2, Whiskey 2.
Delta 2, Whiskey 2, entry November 3, Lufthansa 1244.
Condor 4, Papa Kilo, when are you ready for...
So we're going to swing over Delta 2, Whiskey 2. Right. Yeah, Condor, when are you going to be ready?
Condor 4, Papa Kilo, we are ready right now. We are waiting for a gap with the comms.
Condor 4 Papa Kilo, taxi to entry November 3 via Whiskey 2, straight ahead when reaching contact tower 11805.
Right, brake check. Brakes are working.
November 3 via
Fantastic.
Whiskey 2 when reaching contact tower 12, correction 118705, Condor 4 Papa Kilo.
Lufthansa 7 Yankee Alpha on frequency.
Affirm, 7 Yankee Alpha.
Lufthansa 7 Yankee Alpha, taxi to gate 245 via Echo 2.
The de-icing area, well,
245 via Echo 2.
usually you have another ground controller. So you have in Munich, you have usually an apron controller, and then you have a ground controller. This is Simwings version 2.
Bravo via Echo 2. 248 Bravo via Echo 2, Lufthansa 6 Yankee.
Well, we'll see. The tower then today on VATSIM, the tower will give us the de-icing area. Yeah. I'm not sure how they will simulate the frequency for de-icing. So normally you have a separate de-icing frequency. So we'll see. I know VATSIM Munich actually has.
Chase 09 via Echo 2, Delta 6 Blue Line and Echo 3 Blue Line, Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot Mike.
I know, but apparently there are some special contracts. So if you have an airline that has a lot of traffic, traffic here, then it is cheaper.
Company 320 crossing from right to left, pushback approved, facing north.
Again, company 320 from right to left, pushback approved, facing north.
It's snowing.
Other station calling for pushbacks, I call then out.
Look, got snowflakes. It's snowing. So it's a good thing we're de-icing the aircraft.
Jump cargo 359, pushback approved, facing west.
Push approved, face west, jump cargo 359.
Lufthansa 1244, contact tower 118705, servus.
118705. Thanks, Richards. The Lufthansa 1244. So 1187.
Gate again und geht jetzt offline. Schönen Abend. Tschüss.
Freezy Drizzle in Frankfurt, okay. München Tower, grüß Gott. The Lufthansa 1244 approaching November 3, requesting de-icing.
Lufthansa 1244, München Tower, hello, taxi to de-icing at Alpha 2 via November Alpha 2.
November Alpha 2, and that's the de-icing pack Alpha 2, copied Lufthansa 1244. Okay, so that's what MAN meant, right? So normally you have a de-icing area prior to the CAT 2 holding points. And I would have loved to give you some insight.
Behind. Arriving Airbus 350, line up and wait behind.
With that.
Sierra 9 Whiskey Charlie.
Yeah, but it's definitely snowing now. Very light snow. So then let me try to get GSX de-icing. So 8 right. So 8 left. 8 left 2. No. Where's 8 left 2? Maybe we could try.
Takeoff 08 right.
I'll ask for the ice area 1.
Takeoff.
76 Alpha taxi to entry Sierra 8 via Tango Bravo 12.
Sierra 8 via Tango Bravo 12.
Yeah, next page as well. Yeah.
Lufthansa 9 Echo Kilo taxi to entry November 4 via November.
Taxi November 4 via November Lufthansa 9 Echo Kilo.
Lufthansa 1244 request.
Lufthansa 1244, go ahead.
Yeah, for 8 left, GSX only has the ice area 1 or the ice area 3. Can we change that?
Lufthansa 1244, of course. Then proceed to the icing pad Alpha 1 via November.
By November, the icing pack Alpha 1. Thank you, Lufthansa 1244. There we go.
And that's how the Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet is ready for the icing and ready for departure.
Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet, line up runway 0 right left, number 2 departure.
Confirm for Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet, line up and wait.
Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet, affirm.
What? Hang on, no.
Let's copy it, line up and wait, 7 Mike Juliet.
Did I choose the wrong... No, I'm at 8 left.
08 left, clear for takeoff.
08 left, clear for takeoff, Condor 4 Papa Kilo.
What?
76 Alpha, 8 on 1.
No, 8 left. Don't scare me like that. Like, I was like, huh? I'm starting to wonder. Now, for the icing, guys, here's the thing. So, if you're de-icing the aircraft, you should not extend the flaps. Right.
Advisory 122 decimal. Dankeschön für den Service. Ciao. Mit Tower Service, Lufthansa 1915, ILS support from Lufthansa A380, establish 8 miles.
61 Alpha with 100 degrees, 6 knots, runway 08 right, clear left.
So what we're going to do, now normally, I'm going to park here, guys, okay? It's an 80,000 euro exercise, yeah. This is normally the de-icing pad, okay? So I'm going to stop here, because I'm not going to be in anyone's way. Because otherwise I'm not sure if the de-icing... Yeah, Tremonia, pretty much the same, yeah. So de-icing hold, it says here. Practice, I forgot my wallet, yeah, exactly. Right, gotta be careful now. Well, an A380, it depends on how many vehicles you have, but normally, I mean, 4 vehicles would be literally the lowest amount.
Clear takeoff, 08 left, Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet.
Condor 4 Papa Kilo, advisory 122, destination
Advisory 122, destination 8, Condor 4 Papa Kilo, sorry, nochmal starting with the under runway in use.
Alles gut.
Lufthansa 1244, if it's okay with you, we would like to de-ice here at this position. I may have just blocked him.
Winchin Tower, good evening. Emirates 1212 at 24,000 feet.
Emirates 1212, remain on Unicom.
Emirates 1212 will remain on Unicom.
And Lufthansa 1244, is de-icing here okay for you?
Lufthansa 1244, that's fast, perfect.
Okay. Good, so let's get GSX.
The icing vehicles are coming now.
Now the question is, how do we go forward now regarding getting...
1915, went 100 degrees, 6 knots, runway 08 right, cleared land.
Land runway 08 right, 1915, danke.
Oh, now, here we go. Cabin air. Where's the...
Hello, Shamrock 35.
Does it have a ditching pushback?
Ready for treatment.
Let's do type 4.
You begin treatment now.
Oh, there.
And observe fluid type 4. Concentration at 100%. I will call you back when ready.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, second.
So there we go. Wallop. Oh, okay. So I was just thinking it's gonna just spray the underside. Okay. We're right.
Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet, passing 3000, correction 4000.
It's gonna be expensive, yeah.
122 decimal 8, danke für den Service, ciao, servus, Lufthansa 7 Mike Juliet.
Lufthansa 61 Alpha, contact 8 121 decimal 710.
121 Lufthansa
4 Lima Alpha, wind 100 degrees, 6
There goes my profit. Now, I would assume you would not be able to see the wings from the cockpit, right? No, you can't. You cannot see that.
Lufthansa 19 Kilo, München Tower 0, taxi to holding point, runway 08 right, via Sierra Bravo 8.
Sierra Bravo 8, holding point 08 right, Lufthansa right.
Lufthansa 19 Kilo, Bravo 3.
Bravo 3, Lufthansa right.
Oh my god, the problem is if I open the window.
Austrian 128, ILS 08.
If I open the window.
Austrian 1288, can you swing over on 2 negative, we need to go around them. Austrian 1288, you can reduce the final approach speed and then it should be fine.
No, Jan, yeah, Jan, yeah.
Oh, servus,
there was an update with the fly-by-wire A380. So I guess maybe that's... What, no sound? What should we... Oh, for the de-icing? What sound do you mean? Development branch.
De-icing and anti-icing completed, and de-icing code is fluid.
Sorry, falsche Knopf gedrückt. Sierra 8 via
disconnecting. Good day.
Yeah, so if you don't have a special contract, a de-icing in Munich costs you 86,000 euros for the A380. So ditching push button off. Let's check that we have pressure. Valves are opening. Fantastic. And then normally you would wait for a couple of minutes before switching bleed back on. So let's say we've done that. Then we'll do the after start flows again. And now we would do the flight control check only after the icing, not before. Yeah, of course, that's the most expensive de-icing with Type 4. So anti-icing, so de-icing first, followed by anti-icing. Yeah, absolutely. Where would you wait? Yeah, it's there to have some of the fluid drip off the aircraft, so that the likelihood that you're ingesting anything into the APU is minimized. Right, so normally the stabilizer and the rudder is also de-iced, and then you have your APU inlets. So potentially you could get fluid in here, and then through the bleed system into the cabin. Yeah, a lot of people tell me I sound young. I don't mind that at all. Right, so we've done that. Let's get the surveillance. Let's get predictive wind shear. Hang on. It doesn't work yet, does it, Bruno? Yeah, it probably doesn't. Yeah, you can't click that. No weather radar. Okay, fantastic. Thanks, guys. Doesn't matter. Cool. So then we've done the checklist. Lufthansa 1244, de-icing finished, ready for departure.
Lufthansa 1244, taxi to holding point runway 08 left via November Alpha 1.
November Alpha 1, holding point 08 left, Lufthansa 1244. Small taxiway there. Right, takeoff config test. Good. Takeoff checklist. ECAMIMO, takeoff no blue. Now we've got to be really careful. It's such a tight taxiway.
Austrian 1288, taxi to November 4 via Alpha 5. Enter November 4 via Alpha 5, Austrian 128.
Now that's how pros do it.
Are you sure about that? Good, we are ready. Briefing rates the same. Let's see the checklists. Yeah, so takeoff checklist is completed.
1244 with 100 degrees 6 knots, runway 08 left, clear for takeoff.
08 left, clear takeoff, Lufthansa 1244. Cool, we are cleared for takeoff.
Servus, German cargo, 359 heavy at Sierra 8, requesting taxi, further taxi and de-icing.
Oh, nice to see other people doing that de-icing stuff as well. So let's go strobes on. Cool. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Runway ahead, affirm. TCAS. Ah, goddamn. TCAS. TCAS.
121.4
is on.
780, Shamrock 356.
Cool. Let's go. Takeoff.
The one as Echo Land and runway 28 right.
Landing up to right, Lufthansa 1 Echo.
Manflex 62, SAS runway, order thrust blue. Thrust set. That's twitchy. 100 knots checked.
V1.
Rotate. Pause right.
Right clear takeoff, Lufthansa 1 Alpha Echo.
Gear up. Enough. Thrust climb, alt blue, auto thrust. So it's programming that wrong. The thing is that we have to turn now. So it says either this waypoint or 1900 feet. Oh, that's taking a long time to load. Two, but 8, schönen Abend, Lufthansa 1244. So, flap 0. So you can see the path. Yeah, it's a bit funky. But you can see the aircraft here. You see this? So we're correctly on the path. We're right on the money. So now, let's get engine anti-ice on.
Advisory 122.8, Lufthansa 1 Alpha Echo.
And let's go direct Delta Mike 65. So now it's showing something proper. There we got standard sets. 1,000 feet to go, but we're going to go climb already up level 400. There's no control here. And on Unicom. Fantastic. Autopilot is on. Fantastic. Good takeoff. And look at the clouds. The windows are dirty. Is there a way to get these windows a bit clearer? Is there a setting for that? Yeah. Just noted that as well. As a mod. Ah, okay. But you can't do that here in the aircraft. Open the window and clean them. No. Interesting clouds today, I have to say. Interesting clouds. Already passing 10,000 feet, still maintaining 250. Guys, remember that we have the constraints here. So we have 250 knot constraint until Delta Mach 065. And yes, that does even apply above level 100. So Aviamar, if I'm sure that I'm going to enter clouds shortly after, I'm just leave that running. Right, so this would be a situation where, you know, if I think I'm going to hit these clouds, just leave the engine ITS running, right? Don't switch on and off all the time. Thank you, Boeing 777 fan. Blue skies to you as well. Thank you so much for watching. Just gonna dial down the sim sounds a bit. Quite like them for takeoff to be loud, but then once we're airborne, let me do the external sounds quieter as well. So audio, exterior, let's try that. There's no change. What do you mean? Isn't that automatic? You've got to be joking. Thanks for the reminder. What? It doesn't have automatic elapsed time? Are you kidding me? Flippin' heck. How do we get to... Oh, interesting. Landing capability. Nice. Flight lock somewhere. Oh, nice. But yeah, but look at this, hey guys. So for those that are wondering about elapsed time, so this is a nice feature. So it locked automatically our off-block time. It locked the takeoff time as well, and the fuel values. That's really cool. That's nice. Good, we're accelerating climb speed, so we have thrust climb, climb. So Hayden, I just talked to my wife today. We went for a long walk today, and I just talked to her. Again, right now, it just feels so amazing. So it's a change, no doubt. But I mean, I had a slow change to, to my retirement, right? So I wasn't flying full time anyways, the last 12 months, and so it's not been any big change or anything like that. So and right now, still not missing aviation. Well, aviation in the sense that real world flying. So I'm good. If I look outside right now, it's snowing, and I'm thinking, I feel sorry for the colleagues that have to work right now, knowing how difficult these conditions can be. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm happy. I'm happy as it is. And I can do now, some projects that I've been working on. So cooking stream. So the next 2 days, guys, I'm going to be busy setting up the cameras, trying out the camera and the software for the cooking streams. And yeah, so yesterday we had another subscriber and member workshop stream where I talked about cold weather operations, but also some other topics that I had prepared. And it's it's sim based, meaning there's a lot of value in that, in the sense that you can rest assured that your knowledge level regarding aviation, in combination with flight simming, does profit. Yeah, Captain Mitchell, right? Exactly. Right, let me dial up the display units here as well, so let me get that brighter. The range in there. And I have to say again, truly amazing that this is a free add-on. Absolutely incredible. You know, beautifully made. So that, and then checklist. Oh, hang on. That's, you see, that's the thing. So there's a checklist for the taxi. Yeah, right. So let's go down. Checklist. And of course, a lineup checklist. And now this approach checklist next. Okay, fantastic. Right, I gotta get used to that. Hey, Flat Tech Magazine. I don't QB. I don't think so. Bruno. Yeah, no, it doesn't have touch screens, right? Now, engine anti-ice, guys. So still, you know, there's still a risk of going into cloud. So that's why engine anti-ice is running. However, if I look at the SAT here, right? So the SAT, static air temperature, or sometimes it's referred to as still air temperature. At minus 42 degrees Celsius, the risk of actually getting ice accumulation on the airframe is pretty much zero. So that's why on climb out, with engines being at a high thrust level, what we have right now, if you get temperatures SAT below minus 40, then you can switch off the engine anti-ice. So that's what we'll do now. Cool. Good, so let's do seatbelts. And let the service begin. -5 in is it Tromsø, right? Yeah. Hey, Sanders. So MS2024. No, so I don't know. I mean, if anything, it's going to be GA aircraft as an instructor, but I am honestly not sure. You know, depending on time available, etc. So. It is confusing, right? Yeah. Yeah, so Sapphire Wave, there will be some English shared cockpit very soon as well. I mean, I did one in the 737 with Sim Caesar in English, but yeah, Phoenix, I'll try one again very soon. About 3 or 4 months ago, we did an English shared cockpit with MAN in English language. Fantastic flight to Ajaccio, which was great. You mean, Captain, you would like to do one with me? Have you already put your name down in the Discord? Yeah, Mason. Yeah, the problem is, I think it has to do with the windshields being a little bit grayish. So apparently there's a mod on flightsim.to. Highlight, hello to you. Greetings. Oh, the add-on. Yeah. I mean, it does have some... I mean, let's say it has more issues. So your controls has more issues regarding desync compared to X-Plane with the shared flight app. Aviamar, I've seen today that they have been working again on Shared Flight, the Shared Flight app, regarding compatibilities. So I'll ask Justin again, JSnap, regarding the progress regarding TOLUS and syncing up the failures again. Hopefully they will get it working again soon, yeah. Yes, I do, Sanders, yeah. So I have on my Discord channel, there's a channel, Shared Flight with Black Box. And you can put your name down there. And then I try to arrange a date at some time. Oh yeah, Aviamar, yeah. You know, if you want to get into that, definitely good stuff that I could tell you. So on our way to Oslo, I'll talk again about cold temperature correction. And we've got a lot of viewers now that joined a little bit later. At the beginning of the stream, I was talking about parts of my workshop yesterday, where we did talk about cold temperature influence on the altimeter settings or the altimeter indications. And so I usually struggle a bit regarding real-world theory. And then thinking that it doesn't work in the flight sims anyways. So whatever I'm telling you guys about real world stuff doesn't really make sense, right? However, I knew that X-Plane 12 has actually, or is simulating the cold temperature effects on, you know, density and hence the error it creates on the altimeter indications. However, today I did some testing, and interestingly enough, in Microsoft 2024, when you use live weather, you don't have to use live time, but you have to use live weather. If you do that, and you have very cold temperatures, so a large discrepancy between the ESA temperature, ESA being plus 15 and on the ground, plus 15 degrees Celsius, then, oh, 2020 does it as well? Okay, I didn't know that. So interesting that while, you know, I do complain a lot about missing features in 2020 and 2024, I was really positively surprised that it does simulate. It does simulate the cold temperature effects. Did it? Oh, Bruno, you know me. Honestly, if it's some months ago. QB, I've done one with Sven, so Captain A320, German streamer. I've done a shared flight with Citation Max, also real world pilot. I've done a shared flight with Tail West, also a real world rated 320 captain. So I've already, in the past, I've already done some shared flights with other fellow colleagues, yeah. Oh really? So I tested it with the FS Labs, or the FS Labs Europe too. Blimey. That's interesting. Cool. And Toto is, of course, so Toto in the Challenger, yes. Also a lot of fun, yeah. Okay, Hayden, no worries. Hayden, thanks for saying hello. Thanks for watching. Take care. Really? Is it Amundos? Okay. I have tried the 767, I think like 2 months ago. So that's the newest update. That's version 2. Just to confirm, right? Right. Here's level 400. Nice. Beautiful. High above the clouds. And currently we are flying. Let's get airports in here. We are flying towards Erfurt. Bayreuth, Erfurt, and then Magdeburg. Nice. There's Dresden. Beautiful. Okay, so let's check the weather real quickly in Oslo. And so that way I can reference to real world data. Alex, hello, bonjour. Greetings to Montreal. I saw, you know, Alex, really interesting. I saw the latest video from Mentor Pilot. It was a remake of a video he already did, the Gimli glider incident, right? And but he redid it with the current kind of technology, right? So much better, much more entertaining, if you like. Hey, Senshai. Senshai, good thing that you're here. Hello to you, and thank you first of all for 67 months. Senshai, you had a workaround, correct? Regarding the pinned messages. Is it possible you let me know how I can do that? Okay, so we have Amundus has the latest version. Okay. Yeah, so it's interesting they mentioned Montreal as being one of the airports where the aircraft fueled up, right? Oh, sorry. So Senshai, regarding the pins, so I think this morning, very early this morning, you posted something about how to be able to pin these charts in 2024. That's 1920. That's old weather. Bruno, if I type that in manually, yeah, that's the latest weather. Ah, okay, so you can't pin it still. Okay, that's still a bug. Okay, no worries, no worries. Oh, good. All good. Oh, I can do that here as well. Hang on. Jesus Christ. Echo, November, Golf, Mike. Hang on. Echo, November, Golf. Good. So currently, also let's get the METAR here. So we have... Oh, it's gotten warmer now. Oh, disregard. Hang on. Echo November Golf. Echo November Golf. I was just wondering, 5 degrees plus doesn't make sense. There we go, 2 degrees, okay. So if you enter IK with keyboard, it can be triggers whatever command you have set to that key. Ah, okay, that's what it's about. Okay, understand. Okay, Senshai, fantastic. Yeah, then I misread. Roger that. Good. So let's talk about cold temperature issues. All right. So let me sync up my iPad with the display. Roll a little bit for you guys. All right, you can all see that. Move that over here. There we go. All right, so that's the clearance. Let's get rid of that. So yesterday I was talking about cold temperature effects. So let's start with the runway down here. Okay. So you have a runway, and then you have your approach profile, right? So you have your final approach fix there. Okay, you're working on a new version of Senshai, fantastic. And that will have the pin working. Fantastic, excellent news. Thank you so much for that. So let's say, so first of all, let's talk about the airport being at sea level, okay? Just for clarification a bit. So it's 0 feet elevation, okay? So ESA temperature would be plus 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that's standard atmospheric temperature. However, today we actually have plus 2 degrees Celsius right now, okay? Which means it's a delta of minus 13 degrees Celsius. So the problem is due to that density being lower in colder temperatures, while we can adjust the pressure changes on the altimeter by selecting the airport QNH, we can adjust for temperature for pressure variations on the altimeter. What we can't do, we can't adjust for temperature deviations from standard atmospheric conditions. So whenever you have a large discrepancy from the current temperature to the standard atmosphere, the altimeter will start to show wrong values, right? Now, the mean thing is, you don't normally notice that. Hey, buddy, wie geht's dir? Buddy, thanks so much for the 100 months. Good God. Let me just wait for the message.
Dr. Buddy 93.
Dr. Buddy.
To fly this bird inverted, it will work. Smile.
So first of all, buddy, congratulations for your huge achievement. So finally, it's over, right? And buddy, like I wrote, I wish you all the best now for your search for a fantastic workplace, fantastic job. So buddy, all the best wishes for that. And then thank you so much as well for the 100 months of support. Incredibly long time. 100 months. Buddy, vielen Dank. Alles Gute. Brilliant. Cool. So we were saying that the main thing is that if you take your, let's take our instrument, okay? So let's say that's the altimeter, right? So let's say we cleared down to 4,000 feet today. Actually, hang on, let me check. Let's take the proper values here in Oslo, just for practice. Oh, nice, buddy. How's the new PC? Yeah, Uber, exactly. That's regarding cold temperature correction. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because here in the sim, so even Microsoft 2024, if you use live weather, you will have this temperature or the altimeter error actually being simulated. So it does have an effect now, which is I find that fascinating. So let's go and get the chart from Oslo. So let's go destination. So we have no pin chart there. Let's try approach again. So we're going to expect the ILS approach 19 right. So the cool thing is also we have high terrain in the west, okay, and the intercept is 3,500 feet. So we actually have a value, okay, so 3,500 feet. Good. However, the thing is that we don't have sea level airport, right? So we know that Oslo has an elevation of 670, let's say make it 680 feet, okay? So we'll take that off, and we're going to write Gardermoen, 670 feet elevation. The Aviator, hello to you, welcome. Nice, that's good to hear, Brady. I feel really happy for you that you have a nice PC now, finally. Yeah, enjoy. So for today in Oslo, right, when we start the approach, we would get a clearance, descend 3,500 feet, correct? So that we can, from there, intercept the ILS glide slope. So we have the localizer, and then later, at the final approach fix, so here, we would then intercept the glide slope, correct? So the main thing is, if you have a larger temperature deviation, then your altimeter will not indicate correctly, right? So how big is the difference? So for every, that's a rule of thumb. So for every 10 degrees Celsius difference, you have a 4% error, okay? So, and the important thing is to remember that is always with reference to the height, not mean sea level, okay? So in our case today, it's around 2,800 feet, correct? So rounding up, so 600, let's say 700. So at 3,500 feet, if we had 15 degrees Celsius at Oslo, then we would be at 2,800 feet above the ground, or above the airport elevation, okay? Now today, though, we are saying that we've got 2 degrees Celsius at the airport, right? So it's reporting plus 2 degrees Celsius, meaning it's 13 degrees colder than ESA. So in total, that means it's going to be 5.2% error. So if we take that very, very accurately, right? I've got to call Rhine radar. Oops, Rhine radar 33035. Radar, guten Tag, die Lufthansa 1244 Super Level 400.
Lufthansa 1244, Rhein Radar, low identified, proceed direct to Lunep.
Direct to Lunep, vielen Dank, die Lufthansa 1244. Okay, direct Lunep, that's a huge direct. So direct Lunep.
Lufthansa 1 Lima Lima, Unicom, bye bye.
So you can't take a beams of 4, so just direct here. Cool. Okay, so let's get back to the calculations. So now what we're going to do, we're going to correct for this 5.2% error on the height.
441, descend to flight level 290 at 2,000 feet per minute or greater.
So 2,800 times 5.2%. That's a total error of rounded up about 150 feet. Right. Now, admittedly, it's not not much, right? So it's not a huge value. But I just want to demonstrate what effect it has. What do you mean with
KLM 1335, are you back?
Maybe opened and
yes, KLM 1335.
KLM 1335, descend to flight level 310.
So if there's a dot...
descent flight level 310, KLM 1335.
Open back indicated by little...
Can you have 441, contact Bremen radar on 124, that's
oh, like this? Ah, okay, so that's how you should be... Ah, okay, okay, yeah, understand, okay. So you should try to get this this off, okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm on SE4 beta, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
605, Bremen radar, hello,
So,
identified.
here's the main thing.
Scandinavian 441, contact Bremen on 124,
So-
175, bye-bye.
At Oslo today, if we get a clearance
Can you repeat? Scandinavian 441, my sound glitch for...
to descend to 3,500 feet,
Contact 124,
QB,
decimal 175.
we just talk about the theory per se, like what is the error on the altimeter. I'm not saying that you are obligated to do the correction. I'm just saying trying to demonstrate what the effect will be on the altimeter.
Bremen, good evening,
So-
Lufthansa 2454 inbound, N-box, flight level 400.
About 2454, radar, hello, identified.
So the main thing is the following, all right?
Direct Luniper.
So you descend
2454.
with your autopilot down to 3,500 feet. Okay. And the altimeter will indicate 3,500, right? So you think, okay, I'm at 3,500 feet where I should be, right? However, and that's the main thing, is that the actual true altitude that you're flying at is lower. Okay.
Chicago 732, jetzt rein radar, hello, identified.
Good evening, Jamal. Sorry, climbing to 370 direct to Cockpit.
German Air Force 229, rein radar, hello, identified.
So you're actually flying
1335, contact Warsaw on 125, decimal 450, bye-bye.
You're actually flying at 3,350 feet. Right. Which also means the height now is only like 2,650 feet above the ground. Yes, Mickey, I did, yeah. Direct to Lunip, yeah, just now. Okay, no big deal, you're going to say. It's 150 feet, right? What should I care about that? Correct. I mean, and that's what QB is referring to, is... You know, does it make sense to start applying these corrections, right? Because if you do that, so let's say you say, okay, I know that my indicator, so the altimeter, is showing 150 feet off. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to fly at 3,500 feet. I'm going to fly at 3,700 feet. So rounding up, you know, 150 feet would be 3,650, but I'm rounding up 100 feet, so that I'm going to be flying at 3,700 feet. The problem with that is that you have to then tell ATC. Why? Because let's say you're in an airspace where you have 1,000-foot separation to other aircraft. Now you're flying 200 feet higher. The other aircraft doesn't correct. You're potentially, at some point, busting the minimum separation altitudes, right? On the other hand, let's say you're flying around and below you have terrain, okay? So potentially, you know, you have your clear separation at 3,500 feet. However, because of that cold temperature issue and your true altitude being lower, then potentially you're getting closer to these obstacles. Now, you would have to have a very, very high difference in temperature to really then, you know, without correction, running into problems, into hitting obstacles. Because normally you have 1,000-foot clearance, right? So the 3,500 feet shown on the chart is there to give you at least 1,000-foot obstacle clearance, right?
Lufthansa 1224.
So look at this.
1244, contact Bremen on 126, decimal 325, bye-bye.
26, 3 to 5. Tschüss, Lufthansa 1244. Dankeschön, ciao.
Direct Mega. Flight level 270.
Oh, really? Oh, I hope, please, don't jinx it. I know there was an update today with Microsoft. Bremen, moin, die Lufthansa 1244 Super Level 400.
Lufthansa 1244, moin, ladies.
Okay, so again, you know, you're not going to run into bigger issues, and if you look at the approach chart there, so now you see the issue why you have 3,500 feet, because right next to the localizer, so the inbound course here, you have this obstacle, and what a surprise, it's at 2,422 feet, and what a surprise. That's why you've got to fly in 3,500 to clear this by at least 1,000 feet, right? So it's not going to happen that, you know, if you have minus 5 degrees Celsius at the airport and you don't correct for these cold temperature errors, well, you're not going to hit that mountain. Right? But potentially, what it could happen is that it may trigger GPWS warnings. So terrain, pull up. Right. And that in itself is already something which could potentially then get the aircraft into a steep climb, right? Recovery procedure, and so on. So it does make sense at a certain temperature to start using these corrections.
Sorry, I blocked you out. Direct bot to confirm.
Right, so we have a saying that in general MSA, initial intermediate approach altitude and the misapproach altitude should be corrected for cold temperature if deemed necessary for obstacle clearance. And there lies the problem. Okay, QB? That's why it doesn't give you a clear value where you have to start cold temperature corrections. The reason being is that every airport has different terrain situations, so they are giving that responsibility over to the pilot to decide at what point he or she deems it necessary to use that correction. Okay. In general, we say that, you know, at minus 5 degrees outside temperature, so if you have 20 degrees difference between ESA and the actual temperature, 20 degrees difference, that's 8%. That's when you should really start start using corrections, right? Yeah, so there's a clear rule for that as well, at least at our company. If you are, so let's put this way out, unless you are in daytime VMC and you can clearly make out the obstacles around you, and you could definitely say that you're not going to hit an obstacle ahead of you. And all other cases, so even nighttime visual conditions, if you get a pull-up warning, terrain pull-up, you have to do the full terrain avoidance maneuver. And that means, on the Airbus, Toga power and full backstick, full. So you're going to go into low speed towards max angle of attack until the warning subsides. Right. And that's why I'm saying that, you know, you've got to make sure that you're not going to run into that issue. Right. Okay, so let's simulate then. Let's say the temperature now is at minus 25 degrees. So minus 25 degrees Celsius. Well, Mark, that's a good question, Mark. So, I mean, in the end, when we go through training, I remember that my instructors usually said they would start correcting at 15 degrees difference. So, you know, outside temperature 0 degrees at the airport, right? So, yeah.
Did you say 10 minutes or 3 minutes?
You said 3, but maximum 8 would be approved.
Okay, so 5 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, so MAN, the thing is that, how to explain that? You are correct. So the higher you get, then the easier temperature at the higher altitude, so higher elevation, will not be 15 degrees Celsius, right? But to my knowledge, I mean, if I look at the automatic calculators that we have, is that you would enter the values, so elevation and the temperature at the airport, and it will work out the corrections for you. So yeah, if you want to be, you know, absolutely correct, then you would work out your ESA temperature at the elevation that you're at, right? Yeah, but I mean, honestly, you know, 1 degree Celsius is not going to make a huge difference, right? So I'm trying to keep things a bit simpler, right? So, but I can tell you that in the real world these days, no pilot, at least no airline pilot, would work this out like I'm doing. They have, I'll show you a, maybe I'm going to find a chart or a picture.
Sorry, what was the altitude?
So that you guys get an understanding.
Lima Alpha, clear direct Delta Hotel 432, flight level 110.
Easy 1287, switch to advisory, bye-bye.
Unicom Easy 1287.
I hope you can see that. It's going to be tough to see that, but we'll try. So it's a bit blurry, sorry for that, but that's what it looks like. Right, so you have a chart open for a certain airport, right? Then there's a little button somewhere. It opens up this this mask where you'll enter the elevation of the threshold, the temperature. Hey Mohan, greetings to California. What are you doing?
Yeah, you can.
So then the flight path angle from the procedure, which would be 3 degrees, and the go around percentage, right? So these values you would enter. And then you have a resulting page. Oh yeah, and then of course you enter all the altitudes that you want corrected. So you have initial altitude, you have MSA, you have, if you have a crossing altitude check, for example, you would have the minimums for the approach and maybe the missed approach altitude as well, right? So then it gives you a corrected, it gives you corrected values, including a corrected flight path angle and the corrected go around graded as well. So it gives you all that. You don't have to take out a calculator yourself and calculate that, right? Would angle of attack? No, no. At least not to my knowledge, no. Okay, so yeah, so Sipchi, so for GA flying, that's what I said, airline flying, okay? Okay, BizJet, okay, but yeah, airline, again, airline pilots getting these, you know, EFBs and these charts, then you don't work this out. So you have a little inbuilt calculator to do that, right? let's get back to the theory. And again, guys, right? Don't take this too academic. It's just a basic explanation, not 100% correct.
Flight 250, contact Maastricht, 122, 185, bye-bye.
Just make sure I'm not missing those calls here. Right.
Just confirm 122, 185.
So, at minus 25 degrees, let's say, theoretically, then it's 40 degrees.
Flight 250, contact Maastricht on 122, decimal 185.
Difference. And we said for every 10 degrees, it's 4%. So that's 16%.
462, switch to advisory, bye-bye.
So that relates to 16% error, okay?
Bye-bye. Penetrator, moin, Lufthansa 149, climbing 100.
Now let's try again on the height. So 2,800 feet. Always, so that error is always on the height.
Bar 2, climb level 240.
Coming 240, direct U-Bar 2, Lufthansa 149.
Thank you much, Mickey.
1244, switch to advisory, bye-bye.
Lufthansa 1244, advisory, Dankeschön, tschö. Thank you so much for the picture, Nikki. Nikki, that's really kind. Thanks so much for that. So, you can see that here a bit clearer, right? So that's for Vienna, the ILS 34. Now, regarding the corrected flight path angle, it's a bit weird. It's something I have difficulty getting my head around as well. And let me just
Direct Remat von Einem.
So when you have a 3-degree published profile like we have here today in Vienna, ILS 34, and let's say the glide slope is inoperative, so we would have to fly this localizer flight path angle as an approach mode, right? So normally we would have a 3-degree profile, but because we're applying cold temperature corrections, the whole geometry changes, right? So the reason why the flight path angle then gets steeper is because the density layers are also having an error. So the path itself, to my understanding, changes as you descend lower, but the average path then is 3.5 degrees that you would dial in and then try to get to these crossing altitudes, or the corrected crossing altitudes. So as an example, 3,000 feet is the initial altitude, 3,000 feet, right? So then the corrected is 3,380. So theoretically what you would do, you would then fly at 3,400 feet, right? But because the error in the altimeter, your true altitude will be then again correct, meaning you're going to fly at 3,000 feet, right? So again, the calculated, so the autopilot flight path angle underlies that error, that density error, and that's why you have to enter a different flight path angle in the autopilot panel to kind of get then the actual 3-degree profile that it's going to fly. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but I just accepted it. I just say, okay, you tell me to correct and I'll fly. And I've seen it in the simulators and in real life. It works perfectly that way. So I know it works, all right? Another correction, of course, is then the minimums, right? So we have here minimum Cat 1, 790 feet. Actually, they're doing that for the ILS approach, right? So corrected then, the minimum is 820 feet. And that will be the value you would dial in. It does make sense to you? That's good. It is complicated, yeah. So that would be your minimum you would enter in the MCDU or dial in on the autopilot panel. Here comes the next control 36555. Roger that. Copenhagen, good evening from Lufthansa 1244 Super level 400.
Lufthansa 1244, Copenhagen, hello, identified.
Good. Okay, so let's get back to our example. So 16% on the height, so 2,800 feet. Now that means an error of 450 feet. So almost 500 feet error if the temperatures are so far below ESA. And so now you can understand, if you don't correct for this and you fly with the altimeter indication at 3,500 feet, you are actually flying at 3,000 feet. And then you're going to run into issues, right? So in practice now for flight simming, let's say, I would correct if I have 15 degrees difference to ESA. Okay. Yeah, moves, you know, whatever, however, you know, it makes more sense to you, the better it is, right? You know, the fact is, though, you have to understand, or you have to rely and trust on the values, right? For today, guys. So let's go back to the realistic time and day, for realistic temperatures today. So how would I treat this today? Okay, so we have 13 degrees difference. Yeah. And I will correct my minimums. So here the minimums I will correct. But I will not correct the initial approach altitude. Right. The only thing now that I could brief is, because I know that we're flying at 3,350 feet, realistically, the intercept for the glide slope will be later. Right? So if I look at the difference there, the height, so at 2,800 feet height, an error of 150 feet, so we said about 5%. So if I have to intercept at about 9 miles, I would say the intercept will be more like 8.4 or 8.5 dBs. Okay. So again, we're going to intercept the glide slope a little bit later because the true altitude today will be a bit lower. Okay. So the interesting thing is, so try to remind me later when we've actually intercepted the glide slope that we check the DME distance. And to my, you know, rule of thumb, it will probably be around 8.5, 8.6 DMEs from Golf Sierra Whiskey. We'll see that later. So the minimum, and here comes the weird thing now. So the minimum today is 880 feet, let's say, rounded up. So that's about 200 feet height. Now 13 degrees, so 5.2% on 200 feet is only 10 feet. So for me, my minimum today is going to be 890 feet. I know it sounds crazily like overdone, right? But that's how we would work in the real aircraft, right? So key takeaways: start correcting at about 15 degrees difference to the ESA temperature at the airport, and correct for the minimum route altitudes and minimum sector altitudes, the final approach fix, any step down check altitudes, and the minimums, and the misapproach procedure constraints or altitudes if necessary. The thing is that today, if we look at the misapproach
441, turn left, heading
altitude,
250, clear left runway 22 left, descent 3000.
we're going to climb 5,000 feet. So honestly, 5,000 feet,
250,
with the highest obstacles being at 2,700 feet,
to left,
and us getting at least 1,100 feet above the indicated MSA altitudes, I would say 5,000 is safe. I wouldn't worry about having to correct that, okay?
Other station call. Lufthansa 125.
Good. Any questions on that? Well, I mean, at 10 feet, I would say usually no.
472 Polaris offline advisory on 122.
But what do I know, right? I mean, I know that in general,
1287 reduced speed.
in the approach, here you would usually get around, depending on the approach type, you would get, I think it's about 70 feet clearance at least. At least 70 feet.
1287, reduce your speed to 220 knots.
Just to give you a number, right?
Lima Hotel, thank you for the cooperation.
Closer in, as on an glide slope ILS or an LPV, 10 feet could potentially bring you a lot closer to any obstacles, right? But again, it's not gonna. Yeah, so it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be super critical. But again, you know, it's one of those areas where, if I'm not familiar, I don't know every obstacle in the approach path, right? I don't know exactly how high they are. So I just do my due diligence as a pilot to use the procedures that make sense to me, obviously, and are enforced on me to do certain corrections. And that's one of those issues and one of those occurrences where I would adjust the minimum. Right? So, somebody's asking regarding what crossing altitudes. So, for example, if you're flying today a localized approach, QB, right, you have certain crossing altitudes you would correct. Right. And also, very important, it would be the 1950 here. Right. So these days, we don't really have step-down altitudes very often. Right, because we're doing continuous descent approaches, CDA approaches. So, but I mean, you will come across, especially some smaller airports, where you have step-down altitudes, and those will have to be corrected as well, obviously. Because if you look at the, it's taking a long time to load these charts. Oh yeah, we do have one. Look at this. So you have a step down here. So this is like a clearance floor, right? You would have to correct for that, definitely, right? But that's what meant with the term step down fixes or step down altitudes.
Correction speed at 785, coming hello, identified level 360. 441, winds in Copenhagen.
Oh yeah, and one more thing. So obviously, if you're on a glide slope, obviously, for the approach itself later on, these temperature deviations don't really matter much, right? Because you're going to be on a physical glide slope that is always there at the right angle, okay? The only thing you have to take care, again, is this case here, where you may have obstacles close to you that potentially could trigger GPWS warnings. Okay. But then again, I mean, it's one of those theoretical situations, because close to an airport, there's a database for the especially for the enhanced GPWS warnings that kind of take out certain obstacles, right? So they are very clever, and then potentially you would not get a GPWS warning. But it doesn't matter. So, you know, by theory, just check if it makes sense. And today, like I was saying, if you would be taking this super critical.
Lufthansa 532, thank you for the cooperation. Resume all navigation direct LSF.
For this approach. So if you would say, if I don't correct, I would be flying at 3,350 feet, giving me only 900 feet, only 900 feet separation to this obstacle, but I need a 1,000. Well, then by all means, right? Add 200 feet, fly at 3,700 feet. Tell the controller that you're doing a cold temperature correction. And so be it. Right.
Correction 2454 Copenhagen, hello, identified flight level 400.
Yeah, QB, exactly. So your quote is correct, yes.
Shutdown, go hotel, Scandinavian 726
Scandinavian 726 Copenhagen, Shunam, identified.
Jerk, are you flying Airbus?
1258, turn right, say right, heading 120.
I don't mean that in a disrespectful it's a serious question.
1258, turn right, heading 190, Kera left, 182 to left. Easy 1287, speed 180 knots, greater till 60 me.
So the thing is this, here in the Airbus aircraft, I'm not sure if it's on the A380 the same, but I know from the A320, if you're flying a non-precision approach, so let's say you're flying the RMP. Let's see. Actually, let's say you're flying the. Let's say you're flying the RMP Echo. Let's say, okay. Then you are not allowed to change any altitude in the FMS or in the MCDU beyond your final approach fix. Okay. Here comes the weird thing. On the 787, you are allowed to do that. So on the 787, you are allowed to do your corrections.
158, hello to you, right turn 190,
that we just showed you with the calculator, and enter those corrected values into the FMS. To have that FMS path corrected. Right? Not the A320. 787 you would be allowed to do so. Now, yesterday we had our workshop, and then we had a real-world A320 training captain there. So I thought, I remember that if you are using temperature corrections on a standard RMP approach, let's say, not FLS, I'm not saying FLS or whatever, just the normal final approach mode approaches, the moment that you do temperature corrections, you are not allowed to use final approach mode anymore. You have to fly it with flight path angle or vertical speed.
Did I give you that heading of 180?
You told me to turn left heading 180.
Correct. So any aircraft that has a temperature corrected baro VNAV function, and the Embraer has it, I know. Then of course it's a different matter. It's just I'm just saying that A320, right, doesn't have that, and hence either you correct and then fly it in a selected vertical mode, or you don't correct it and are aware of the errors that you're going to encounter. But someone quite rightly pointed out, you usually get a minimum temperature on the chart to which point you can fly the approach without corrections, right? So let's say the outside temperature is minus 20 degrees Celsius in Oslo. You can fly this approach without correcting for the cold temperature, and you would still be clear of the obstacles, right? But yes, there are different approach types, FLS, EIN, whatever, right? So there's different approach types. I can't go through all of these because that's literally, you know, real world theory and doesn't apply to, you know, to flight simming, right? But again, that's the reason why I'm pointing this out.
Lufthansa 1244, confirm inbound waypoint.
Currently inbound to Lunip, Lufthansa 1244.
Thank you.
I'm just saying that because X-Plane 12 and Microsoft 2020 and 2024 actually do simulate this temperature error, right? So this density error.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box infotainment experience.
That boy, thank you much for 3 months.
287, traffic about to vacate, winds 16 at degrees at 16 knots, 2 to left, clear to lane.
Clear line 2 to left.
Nice.
Thank you so much for the 3 months.
441, then Bravo 8.
So that's why I'm pointing this out, because it does have an effect on your flight sim, right?
Stand Bravo 8, cross runway 30.
David, I mean, it did feel, so the rudder felt very sensitive on takeoff, which a lot of aircraft have that issue. Rotation was very quick, so I had to be very careful on the pull. And roll-wise,
Wizard 167 Lima, runway is located.
167 Lima, welcome to Castro. Taxi via Bravo.
it doesn't snap back.
Money 30.
No, it continues to roll for a few more milliseconds, which is correct in my opinion.
Copenhagen Control, good evening, 19032, inbound to Glasgow.
Yeah, blocked, sorry.
1244, sweet, on 132.765. Have a good evening.
132.765. You too, thank you so much, Lufthansa 1244.
Easy one.
Sweden Control, good evening from Lufthansa 1244 Super, level 400.
Lufthansa 1244 Sweden Control, good evening. Identified. Reduce Mach decimal 78 to traffic.
Okay, Mach 0.78, copied Lufthansa 1244. Ouch! Lufthansa 1244 heavy. Would 0.79 be as well, because that's our minimum speed? Yeah.
2 stations at once. First Lufthansa 1244, say again.
Yeah, would Mach 0.79 also be okay? That would be our minimum speed here.
Lufthansa 1244, A firm, Mach decimal 79 over.
Thank you much for maintaining Mach 0.79, Lufthansa 1244. No, I've not flown the A380 IRL. No. Yeah, David, pleasure. Cool. Now, where was I? After talking so much, I forgot what I was talking about.
Ryanair 6, Silver Victor, Sweden Control, good evening. Identified, translatable 28.
So let's do some preparations, shall we? Let's first of all get the latest weather. So let's get. Oh, hang on. Why am I doing that? I've got that here.
Finnair 905-3 on during descent and or increase now. Mach decimal 79er or greater.
Increase to decimal 79er or greater.
Right.
Good evening, Sweden Radar, Lufthansa Cargo 25 on flight level 340.
So we have 1809.
Lufthansa Cargo 25, Sweden Control.
Light rain, overcast 400. That's a really kind of minimum cut 1 approach. 2 degrees, 1001. And temporary 300 scattered, broke 600.
415, Sweden Control, hello, I identified. Reduce Mach decimal 7.
So let's take those values real quickly.
Reduce to Mach decimal 76.
And let's work out the landing performance here. So not takeoff, let's do landing performance. Why doesn't it have Oslo? That's strange. Alright. Okay, anyway, so, I mean, it has a long runway. We're going to take brake to vacate if possible. And then we should be fine. It's not contaminated, right? It's just wet runway. Shouldn't really be that much of a problem.
Lufthansa Cargo 11 Mike, contact Copenhagen Control 136.5.
Tom, because you know, if I'm streaming in the evenings, so literally,
Copenhagen Control
you know, 85% of the time I'll be flying around in the dark, and that's boring. Sorry, so that's why I'm not flying. I'm flying real weather, but I'm not flying real time now. Right, got to start descent very soon. So let me get to the performance approach page. So let me enter those values. Although, do we have for ATIS? No. No, there's no ATIS.
Sweden Control, good evening, Lufthansa 2454,
so let's enter those values.
400 inbound Lunit.
So we have the wind.
477, contact Sweden Control 131.130.
180 degrees. 9 knots. Plus 2 degrees. And connectors 100.
Air France 19, Sweden Control, hello, identify. Lufthansa 2454, Sweden Control, good evening,
then we said the bar row, we've got to correct the bar row, we said, right? So we're going to add 10 feet, so 890 feet. It's going to be
with Air 45 Charlie Echo, leaving my airspace, no further exit, frequency change approved, bye-bye. Frequency change approved, that was Air 45 Charlie Echo, head on. Head on.
We'll do a config. We'll take config 3, 140 knots approach speed. Transition level.
Avian 415, when ready, descent flight level 29er, you know.
2 good idea.
About, I would say 9 or 8.5 maybe. So let's take 0.85.
Skinner 9053 on conversion, maintain speed 280.
So that's all done.
Or more.
Fantastic.
On conversion 280 or more.
And then, yeah, let's do the brake to vacate calculation here. QB, we do. I mean, I know that not everyone does, but we do.
Scandinavian 1776, contact Copenhagen Control 136.555. Bye-bye.
Copenhagen Control on 136.555.
Yep. So 19 right is what I'm expecting. And I want to go... So this would be dry runway exit. This would be wet. So we know it's wet. So... that's a limit, I guess. So if I take... I'll take... Well, I mean, it is within limits. But it's going to have to brake fairly hard, right? If I choose Alpha 4? Well, let's take Alpha 3. So that's what we're going to choose. Alpha 3. And... yeah, brake to vacate 19 right, Alpha 3. So then we're going to select auto brake. Oh, sorry, auto brake to vacate. So now we have BTV, Alpha 3. So Bruno, I hope I've done everything correct here. Let me know if not. Well, Marvin, from experience.
Ryanair 600 Victor approaching 280.
Ryanair 6 Silo Victor, climb flat.
Let's go TCAS below. There's the traffic. Looks about right, fantastic. Lufthansa 1244 requesting descent.
Lufthansa 1244, descent flight level 250.
Descent flight level 250, Lufthansa 1244. So we got Mac,
332
descend,
kilo, when
out
ready,
blue,
descend flight level
250.
250.
When they descend to level 250 with Air 320, 203 kilos. Thank you.
Yeah, Mickey says he would take Alpha 4. I don't know. I just want to make sure that the auto brake, you know, stays in
Condor 75.
and doesn't have to brake too hard.
Good evening, Island. With our 332 kilo on conversion, maintain speed 290 knots or more.
290 or more in conversion with Air 230 kilo. 300.
Santa 1244 on conversion, maintain speed 2.
QB, you do? I don't know what it is. I've never really liked the the A380.
Control 5 for passing 295 degrees.
I was going to try to find out. Right, it doesn't stop the sim. That's good. Okay, so for some reason, reset. Oh, shift things. That's right. Okay. There we go. I was looking for the reset button. Now I've got it. Fantastic. Yeah, so Marvin,
2454 when ready.
if you select TCAS
Level 250
above or below, it changes the scan area. So Bruno knows probably exactly what the scan area then is. Oh, let me just ask.
With our 805, speed control.
I'm just going to go selected speed here, 250 indicated. And I'll ask speed control in a minute. So there we go. So above in this aircraft means it scans below 2,400 to above you 9,900 feet. So now that I'm on below, it only displays traffic that is either 2,400 feet above me or 9,900 feet below me in that sector. Hey Diego. So I'll give you an example. If I go to normal, so it scans what, 2.5 up and below my current level.
584, are you on fixie?
Then this aircraft disappears.
Can you get 584 1 second?
So if I go to above, same deal. The aircraft will not show.
584, speed control. Hello.
If I go below, now it shows up. Now I need some speed brakes.